Hi everyone, my name is Beichinor and I'm on the field marketing team here at Writer. Events are a key part of our go-to-market motion, but like any field marketer, it's all about return on investment. So when we're attending a conference, while everyone is paying attention to the talk tracks and the show floor, the real action at many conferences is in the one-to-one meetings between your executives and your target accounts. For a field marketer, you need to ensure that these meetings are as valuable as possible, which means ensuring your executives have the relevant context and are fully equipped for their upcoming meetings. For this, we often use a lookbook, a document that your exec can easily scan whilst they're on the move that gives them all of the relevant context that they need. But creating that from scratch, especially with the ever-changing list of meetings, as is often the case with live events, can be a very long manual task. You'll likely need to look at your CRM system for the latest account information, research that company on the web, and find more information about that person on LinkedIn. And you probably have to do that at short notice. Luckily, Writer has an agent for you. We have crafted a playbook, a set of finely tuned instructions that takes in the names, researches using LinkedIn and the web, and delivers an executive lookbook that your boss can scan in less than 5 minutes that they have ready to prep. Let me break down how this agent works so you can see if it would be valuable for you. So here we are in the Writer platform. I'm going to find the playbook that is going to help me build that event lookbook. And on the left-hand side, you can see outlined what it does. So essentially, as I've described, we're taking that event registration data and we're transforming that into a formatted lookbook. I want that created as a PDF, but also as a Google Doc, and I want that to include the headshots of those individuals alongside the account intelligence that it has found. And so what I'll do is I'll start by inputting the variable fields here. So the first one of those is it just needs to know what the event is called, the event date, and here we're going to input the data in question. So for this, I've simply provided some dummy data that has the person's information, first name, last name, company name, job title. I'll input that link and then we'll start to run the playbook. And so whilst this is running, essentially what we're going to do is be connecting to some additional platforms as well. So through an MCP connection, we're connecting to Google Sheets, which is where that information currently resides, but we're also going to connect to Google Docs, which is where that final deliverable is going to be created. What I've also done here is I've added a file of what good looks like. So this is really context for this playbook for it to understand what I'm looking for and what I want the playbook to generate. I can here dig into some more specific details about the playbook in particular, where it goes step by step in terms of understanding what are the steps required for this job and for this task. Some interesting things to call out here are things such as the brand guidelines that I've assigned and attached to this playbook. So I want the final deliverable to use a certain title and a certain format. I want it to use a certain font and certain colors so that it's consistent with the lookbooks that I have created historically. So if I go back into the playbook here, you can see the task is now running on the left-hand side. It has started by understanding what the necessary steps are. It has defined those and will start to action against those steps. On the right-hand side, we can start to see some of those deliverables be created. So what I'll do now is I'll swap over to a version of this playbook that I ran earlier today that has already been completed. And here we can see those final deliverables on the right-hand side. This lookbook has been created as a HTML file, as a PDF file, as a doc. But for me, what I'm really looking for is this deliverable as a Google Doc. And so this is my preferred format, but I've asked it to create multiple formats depending on who I'm sharing it with. And you can see it has used the formatting and the brand style guidelines that I've associated to the playbook. This is the final outcome. This is the final deliverable. And this agent takes a process that might be 30 minutes per executive, and it reduces that down to 5 minutes for the entire process across a dozen different names and companies. So we can see the correct fonts have been used, the correct colors. It's started off the playbook with a bit of context about the event, and this is where the huge time saving comes. So this is where it's found the headshots of the individuals, and this is especially helpful at events with a number of people, potentially thousands of people. Just having that headshot can be incredibly valuable in terms of identifying who you're meeting with. It then has their name, company title, who the account owner is internally, but then it has information about the account itself, as well as key discussion points, the status of that account, and the opportunities that you have in play. Not only is this saving you time during that initial prep, but because it's pulling from live systems of record, it can ensure that the lookbook your executive gets before they go into that meeting is completely up to date. And it has the latest information from sources like your CRM, HubSpot, Salesforce, or Gong, which may contain important information about ongoing negotiations. And this isn't just something that can be used for conferences either. You can also use this for events like executive dinners or roundtables, or any other event where you want to ensure your team has the latest context and information that they need ahead of the event and ensure that you maximize your return on investment. If this sounds like something that might help your team, check the link in the description.